What does MFiles do, and why would master data management apply to PLM and product development? Let's talk about that next. All right, MFiles and master data management. Why is it relevant to product development? So let's start off with master data management. Talk about that a little bit and then get into MFiles. So master data management is a set of solutions that really is meant to address this burgeoning problem where enterprise systems are used in different functional departments. There's service lifecycle management now, product lifecycle management, manufacturing execution systems, ERP. There's a wide variety of them, and actually a lot of them have common information. Like you might have a part number that is in every single one of them. You need to make sure there's consistency between all of them, right? So that's where it kind of fits into the broader enterprise set of needs. But why would something like that be? What would the value be, I guess, for that type of solution in product development, other than kind of playing nice with other functional departments and making sure you're on the same page? Well, with MFiles, it's very interesting. They've kind of taken that core need and they've tweaked it a little bit to make it all about finding the right information, so that anybody can find the right information very quickly and very easily. And we'll talk about why that's important here in a second. But first, let's talk about what MFiles does. What are the capabilities it provides? So first off, it offers a repository of information. So you can take stuff and store stuff in that repository. And you can kind of think of this like data management, generalized document management, enterprise content management, kind of when you take the data management concepts and generalize them for the whole enterprise. So really anyone in any functional department can store information, files, documents, spreadsheets, and actually even CAD models, drawings, even engineering specific stuff into that repository. Okay, so it does have that fundamental core capability. The second thing it does is it actually connects to other repositories of information. Okay, so this could be Dropbox, it could be other cloud solutions, it could be other data management solutions. But the idea here is you connect it to everything, and it might even be folders on your desktop. But you connect it to everything where you have data and information that you want to be able to manage and find stuff in. The big key, the third capability here, the big key here is metadata. Okay, so you can basically tag anything that is stored in the MFiles repository or other repositories with what it is, right? So this is with tagging. So it's very organic. You can basically define whatever tags you want to apply to that file. Okay, so what's nice about that, it's not some strict classification system where you have to comply with certain definitions and route it down into some company-wide definition, which can be restricting, right? Sometimes there's more kind of categorization that you want to apply. There's more information that you might want to apply to it so you can find it later. So of course that brings up a problem, right? Anytime everyone in the organization is creating their own classification structure for their stuff, it means no one else is using the same thing, right? So how do you get around that? Well, this is a really interesting application of artificial intelligence by MFiles. So what they're doing is they're using artificial intelligence to kind of connect different classifications or different organizational structures that different people and different users and different functional organizations will use for their own stuff, and they kind of use that to stitch it together, right? And that's actually how their search capability, I'm running out of fingers here, that's how their search capability comes into play, because it looks across these tags, it uses the AI, and that way it can find almost anything in all these repositories. repositories. Okay, so that becomes really interesting because, well, we'll get to that here in a second. Let me get to one more point. You can find almost anything. And then what they've done is they've taken that search capability and they've made it available in other enterprise solutions. So you can use the MFiles search functionality in your ERP tool, in your service lifecycle management tool, in your PLM tool, in your data management tool. So suddenly you can, from anywhere, from any of these solutions, you can find any of your stuff, anything you have in your stuff, right? So this is interesting. You know, this combination of it has a repository, can connect to any repository, metadata that allows people to define their own stuff, classifications, AI to keep it all connected together, and then making that search available anywhere. Why is this so important for product development? Well, I think that it's an acknowledgement of the reality of modern product development, especially for work in process stuff. You know, there's always released information once engineering is done with it, and they want the whole enterprise to be able to see it and access it and say, this is the definition we're going to manufacture, and we're going to source, and we're going to maintain. That's important. But also there's a ton of work in process stuff. And actually that stuff is still pretty important. It might not have become released. Maybe there's iterations of designs that were not chosen for whatever reason. But that doesn't mean it's useless and can be just thrown away. You can find that stuff now. You can find it quickly and easily. So I think, especially with cloud solutions that are very accessible, especially with the use of email, especially with the use of the desktop and using that for local kind of work in process iterations. This is a really interesting capability, this approach I've talked through, to be able to really truly find it and make it easy on the user, kind of use AI to do the hard stuff, which is rationalizing a classification system for information. So that's it. It's a really interesting solution. And if it seems relevant, if you guys have a lot of repositories, a lot of information spread out all over the place, this might be a good solution. That's it. Take care and talk soon.